Next subject is a tough one to talk about. Teen suicide.
Yet 1 in 6 Maryland high school students has seriously considered taking their own lives themselves. And as ABC 2 News' Nadia Singh tells us tonight, a mother who lost her son is now on a mission to save other families from that grief.
I think there's so much stigma, so many taboos around suicidal thinking. We're really afraid to ask kids about it.
It's a trend you may not think you have to worry about.
10 to 15% of youth have suicidal thoughts in their adolescent stage.
Over 17% of Maryland high school students consider suicide.
Suicidal thinking is never normal. It is not normal growing pains, and I think that's why we don't intervene.
Young people are now turning to social media to glorify self-harm, adding another layer to the pressures of growing up.
It could be your appearance, it could be your popularity, it could be worries about whether you'll be accepted for your sexual orientation, it could be worries about your family and their economic condition.
Dr. Larry Epp and Susan Rosenstock are on the front lines. Together, they hope to give this issue the attention it deserves.
If we can continue to communicate, educate, and motivate parents to understand the difference between maybe typical teenage behavior and really a more serious problem that's going on for a longer period of time.
Rosenstock is the co-founder of You Matter, an organization created after her son's suicide.
4 different kids at completely different times from different walks of his life came to me with the same statement that said, if this could happen to Evan, this could happen to anyone, and we're scared.
It's her son, Evan's legacy, a beacon of hope advocating suicide prevention and awareness. Many of its members, kids themselves.
Kids know kids. They see them, and then from there we try to identify where the trusted adults are in their life.
Saving lives keeps Rosenstock going. Evan took his life 3 years ago. She noticed a change after a sports injury.
He said he felt different, and so we took him for a battery of physical tests, and he said if they all come back normal, I'd like to go see somebody, talk to somebody, because I feel different.
Evan went to a psychiatrist and was prescribed a medication that worsened his depression.
He didn't feel like himself and got help, as he should, and unfortunately the medication was what increased his thoughts of suicide and ended up taking his life.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death for Maryland youth.
Now we're seeing suicidal thinking, trickle down even into our elementary schools.
Some as young as the 3rd grade. Rosenstock recruits young peer leaders like Sivan Silo, a You Matter peer leader at Towson University, to reach those in trouble.
Having a student organization on campus like this will help take away the stigma and get students talking about it.
Which is what Rosenstock and other experts tout as the best defense against suicide, along with knowing the signs.
Change in personality, agitation, withdrawn, poor self-care, and hopelessness.
You Matter peer leaders have already helped struggling teens nationwide.
One of my friends didn't even know she was depressed until I asked her, and then she ended up going to therapy.
Rosenstock says if she can touch just one child, that's enough.
We do know we're saving lives. I do have to say that I have been extremely humbled and very excited about when there have been kids that come up to me and say, you saved my life.
And again, if you or someone you know needs help, there are many free resources out there. There's even a crisis text line that you can access just by texting 741-741.